Path Media. I was a minimum wage movie theater usher that made good and became a top earner in my network marketing company. Now, after 16 plus years in the profession, I'm finally teaching myself how to leverage the internet with online marketing and social media marketing to continue to grow and expand my business. My name is Ronnie Cruz, and this is Path of the Network Marketer.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is day 99, episode 99. That's right, episode 99. So yesterday we talked about limiting beliefs, especially around internet marketing and online marketing in our space, in the network marketing and direct selling profession, right? I feel like we don't have enough conversations about it. I do want to acknowledge that it is happening, and there are gurus, and that's air quotes for those of you who are listening on the podcast. There's gurus out there that are teaching online and internet strategies and tactics, and that's really more strategies and tactics and less marketing. But there's a specific strategy and tactic that I want to address today, and really kind of point out, like how I feel about it. Obviously, I'll give you my opinion, but like tracing the evolution of this thing and explain to you why I feel this way about this particular tactic. Now, it's a tactic that teaches people to get on the socials, get on the feeds, and connect with, as many individuals as you can who have similar interests as you, right? Getting on, joining Facebook groups or connecting with people on Instagram who look to have similar interests and profiles as you do, and then just messaging them and trying to, more air quotes, connect with them, right? So what ends up happening is that it's really just a numbers game, number one, right? Like you're set a goal for connecting with and reaching out to 10 random people online every day, and of course a certain percentage of those will convert. The second thing is that it ends up happening is not only it is a numbers game, but it ends up really just being spam, right? Like you're spamming people. Yes, some methods might teach to try to have actual conversations and engage, but others if you can get to the conversation quick enough, you can tell them that this is what you're offering and this is what your pitch is. Again, yes, that converts. Obviously, there's a certain percentage that will convert over, and that's why this stuff gets taught and gets used. However, I would wager to say that conversion rate is low. Again, it is a numbers game. If you have 1-2% of 100 converting, I guess that's good odds. However, consider the other 99% and what they're going through and what they're seeing in their inboxes, right? So to me, this evolved from, just old school tactics, right? Old school tactics is talk to anybody who within 3 feet of you that has a pulse, right? Like really just network and make friends and connect with people. What ends up happening due to either insufficient education and bad mentoring and coaching, or flat out inexperience, is that people go for the jugular right away, right? Like people go for the pitch immediately, even though you just met the person, whether it's at the gas station, whether it's at the grocery store, at Barnes and Noble. That was one of my favorite haunts, right? Going to Barnes and Noble and trying to strike up conversations. And then just because I was so ill-experienced and undereducated, I would pitch my deal immediately. I would pitch my opportunity, my products, goods, and services. And so it never worked out. And of course, it made people feel really awkward at the very least, but at the very worst, kind of like, who is this guy selling me something randomly in the middle of the Barnes and Noble? It's kind of the same thing, except translated on the internet, right? Like just contacting as many people as possible and seeing what sticks. Again, it's no criticism to the effectiveness necessarily of this particular strategy, but understand the outcome and the ramifications of the strategy that you're using, right? Yeah, you might convert 1-2%, even if it's 5%, but consider the 95% of the people that are the, I was going to say, well, lack of a better word, the victim of this spamming, right? The victim of this particular tactic, right? They're like, it leaves the same bad taste in your mouth as it would if it happens to you in person, right? Why would we think that the strategy makes sense online if it didn't make that much sense offline in the first place? I know there's a little bit less uh, human touch to it, because it feels like it's a little less risk and disconnected because it's online, and that it's not that big a deal to get rejected or to have people, those 98% have a bad taste in their mouth. But really, it speaks badly to our profession, because again, it might convert like 1 to 2%, but the 98% that don't end up converting, in their minds, what are they going to be thinking about the network marketing profession as a whole? Oh, is this how they do business? They just spam people in their inboxes. Yeah, so it's not a good thing. 2% versus a 98% negative reaction with this particular tactic, a negative outlook of the profession as a whole. It doesn't bode well for any of us, right? It doesn't bode well for any of us. So it goes back for me. It goes back to an old article that I read from the legend in our profession, Mr. John David Mann. I read a book of his called The Zen of MLM, and like, that's already, just the title alone is already something that resonates with me. But I love John David Mann and his writing style. He's gone on to really just author so many things. I mean, he was really instrumental in the Go Giver series, and many other books. He's getting into fiction now, but he's an incredible writer with an incredible author with an incredible perspective, especially of network marketing. In the article that I'm talking about, it's called "First Do No Harm." Right, like it's a Hippocratic oath. It's for people in medicine and for doctors. First, primarily do no harm. Right, and he brings that into our space in network marketing, and that whatever your interaction with, whether it's with a prospect, whether it's with a guest in your home, whether it's somebody that's already on your team, whether it's an existing customer, the primary goal, I believe, for our sake as network marketers, so that we can be better stewards of our profession, is really just first do no harm. Make sure that when the individual leaves the interaction, again, whether it's a prospect, a guest, a customer, existing member, existing teammate, you want to make sure that they leave that interaction with a better impression of network marketing than they had when we came in, right? And that's not going to happen if we're just spamming people in their inbox about our opportunity. Sure, it can get you results, but what does it do? What does it do for the profession at large if 98% of the people that you're reaching out to never get in and feel like you're just spamming them, right? Right. So just be really mindful of that. Again, this is not really an indictment on the particular strategy, because if it works, it works. However, yeah, I mean, we're really, if we want to elevate the profession, then we got to be more, I think, mindful of what are the outcomes outside of just the results that we're getting, but the overall outcomes of the particular strategies and tactics that we're employing for our business, especially online, because as we know, everything online gets magnified and amplified. So that's the message for today. Hopefully that makes sense. Well, tomorrow is 100, guys. Tomorrow is 100, so stay tuned. Lots coming, lots of new resources. We'll start the retrospective of 100 days of podcasting tomorrow. We'll start that series, and then we'll go from there. So, well, if you're not already following the show, go ahead and hit the plus sign at the top of the app. Share this episode if you feel like it provided value. Chances are somebody else will find value in it as well. And then, of course, come join us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/groups/path of the network marketer. So we'll see you tomorrow, episode 100. Exciting times. Until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you at 100.